So for all of my haters, see, I want to start by saying this. I want a roll call for all of those people talking about this season of Power. It's not as good. This season of Power, it's falling off. Power has started to fall off. That's what people were saying about 3 episodes into this season. A lot of people were suggesting that this show has taken a step back. Tonight's episode was proof positive that this show has not taken a step back, but is starting to unfold into one of the most compelling television father-son dramas that I've ever seen. We start off this episode with Tariq watching the news. Now, I want to talk about how Tariq watching the news was very important because they use the news as exposition. So every time we switch scenes, we talk about we switch scenes and we start off with different people listening to last night's news report about what happened to Kanan. But the information given off by the news was information that was pertinent to that character. All right, so that was very, very clever, very, very well as far as storytelling in a way to add exposition and frame all of the characters in tonight's episode without being overhanded, without being obvious. So we get into this is honestly this is the one of the best parts of tonight's episode is this opening scene where Tariq and Ghost are talking and he's letting them know, hey, I got y'all off tonight. I saved y'all with this Kanan mess. It wasn't no mom. It wasn't you, Ghost. It was me. He's the one who said that. So I love the interaction between Ghost and Tariq on tonight because I always thought Tasha should be a little bit harder on Tariq with all that cussing and he getting all up in her face. Well, Ghost was getting on his ass tonight. He was letting him know, watch your mouth, show some respect. Go to your room and I didn't stutter. And one of the best lines from tonight came when Tariq told him, well, I didn't stutter either. Ooh, I almost fell out my chair when I heard that. Notice how they asked Sean when there was no need to. Why do you think they did that? Like I said, Troll, they were setting up the different scenes for tonight's episode. So the news report was essentially framing tonight's episode. Let's say it this way, Troll. The news was informing the audience of how each character is going to deal with Kanan's death, right? So with Tariq, they showed Sean. With Angela, they showed the police. They talked about there's a lot of questions, a lot of things still unknown. And then they showed the news once more. This kind of got a little too close on the nose to the BS timeline. You think so, Brad? How so? So we get this confrontation here, which is what I really enjoyed about tonight's episode. And he's letting them all know, hey, I did this. So for the longest time, you three, Ghost, Tasha, and Tommy, y'all been doing all these secret plans and all of this type of stuff to get things done, excuse me. Well, here I am, Tariq St. Patrick. I'm the one putting the plans together to get things done, to keep all of y'all out of jail. So I'm as much a part of this life as you guys are. Like I said, this is what I love the most about tonight's episode. This scene here. Timeline on this show, only 5 months though. Let's work through this. So here go your Shine and your Kanan stuff right here. Like I said, that newscast was perfect. The newscast was perfect. And this is the scene that we've been asking for, or we've been seeing for a couple of weeks now, but we didn't know when it was actually going to be delivered. The scene in which he says, where Tariq says, teach me the game, Ghost. We've been waiting on this scene for a minute. And we hadn't got it up until now. So here we got the feds ready to set Angela up. Here's Angela crying and moaning, talking about, oh, I had to, Jamie. I had to tell. Nobody knows it's a new beginning now. We're going to see next week if it's going to be a new beginning, Angela. First time I heard the last name Stark. It won't be the last. It won't be the last. I knew as soon as he laid those pictures on her desk, she was going to take the bait. When Ghost said, I would rather kill you than teach you the game, that surprised the hell out of me. Good point. What's up, Chocolate? Thunder. So now, they put some more pressure on Teresi. They tell us, hey, Teresi, we need something by week's end because we've been jacking around with you for a while now, and we need to get something done. We need some evidence because we're running out of time. Actually, we've run out of time. So Teresi's in a bind. Here we go again with the news playing. Now, y'all go back and watch this episode and listen to what the news reporter says every time you see them. There was a lot of information given every time you see the news reporter. We get Kiki in the mix again. Kiki, do you love me? So we get Kiki back in the mix and she's saying, hey, I'm not really about that life like that. And Tommy's saying, well, if you're going to be with me, you're going to have to be. And we get an interesting moment in regards to this later that I'm going to bring up. But I'll go ahead and bring it up now. Tommy gets a phone call from Keisha after, I don't want to say, let's go. I'll bring it up later. But we had a conversation on last week. Does Tommy really care about Keisha? And I started to believe that he did, but based on what happened tonight, now I'm pretty sure he doesn't care about her like that. He cares about her a lot, but she obviously cares more about him than he cares about her. So now we get this Dre stuff. Like I said, I'm really not happy with the Dre stuff on tonight. I really thought that was just wasn't compelling. Just wasn't compelling for me. All Jimenez did was put Cristobal in charge. And that's enough to lead a hardcore distro to the feds? A man who watched his daughter dangle from a rooftop? That wasn't enough for me. That was a critical flaw. It was a critical flaw in tonight's episode. It really was. It was too easy. I think that was a setup plot point. What you mean, Butcher? So now we get Angela trying to set up the Jimenez. We get your boy running that dope into the prison. Is 50 coming back to life? Yes or no? No. What kind of question is that, unmatched? No, 50 ain't coming back to life. Dre don't want no boss. Correct me if I view this wrong. It's the cartel, the dumbest people ever, make dumb moves all the time. What you mean, Tro? I mean, they're using the Jimenez as insurance for further storage down the line. I don't think they will stay in jail. That's possible. But I'm more talking about Dre snitching. The reason why Dre snitched. That's what I'm disappointed in on tonight. Why is Dre even involved? His character is useless in my opinion. I don't know. I think for some reason Courtney likes Dre's character more than we do. I think Dre's character has gone on maybe a season and a half too long. But I think for some reason Courtney is either fascinated with him, the actor, or she's fascinated with the character. I don't know which is which, but that character has been around, as far as I'm concerned, that character has been around a season and a half too long. Him up as an arch nemesis with equal intellect as Ghost. Right, that's my point, Butcher. Good point. So why, if you have an equal intellect with Ghost, why the hell would you snitch? Why would you need to turn snitch? Because the Jimenez said, all you need to do is get back on a plane going to Paris and I can put you back in charge. But until then, Cristobal's in charge. So all you have to do is come up with a plan. Your plan is not go to the feds. Your life is not in danger. Your daughter's life is not in danger. You're just, your career path has been challenged. It's just, it seems to me that Dre snitching was an extreme. Him going to the feds was an extreme. So now we get the pressure on Proctor to wear a wire, which, like I said, I'm done with Proctor. Now, Proctor showed a little bit of loyalty tonight, but I'm still done with Proctor. I'm done with Proctor's ass too. I'm really done with Councilman Tate. I don't know about y'all, but I'm really done with Councilman Tate. I think Dre snitching was a power move to clear the board. Snitching is not a power move in the street life, right? That's not a power move, snitching. But I'm over this Councilman Tate stuff, really. He keeps popping up. Maybe he'll play a bigger role moving forward, but as of this season, Councilman Tate was a failure. I'm sorry. There was one good scene where Ghost kind of lost it. I think that was back in episode 5, I believe. Ghost kind of lost it over Councilman Tate and his shit. But other than that, I've been underwhelmed with anything revolving around Councilman Tate. So again, we get Dre meeting Angela, getting the offer to stitch. He looks like he's going to prepare to snitch. One of my favorite scenes. I still kind of like Proctor. He kind of like the family member that comes through when you really need him. I can see that. Now, I really love this scene here. Tariq walks in and speaks Italian to Vincent. So it looks like Vincent is going to be his connect. He going to work with Vincent. He going to work with the mob. Kanan kind of set that up for him. I'm really excited for season 6. I really want to see this element of the story go to its fruition. Okay, let's stop with all the other stuff. Let's stop with all the Angelas. I don't want to see Angela no more. I don't want to see Councilman Tate. Okay, I do like Vinny, Chocolate Thunder. Vinny is a good character. I'm just done with all of that, the Serbians. I want to see Tariq St. Patrick versus Ghost. That's what I'm really here for. He's about to really show his growth, right? They made it look like 50 was going to plot against Ghost, Tommy. They end up killing him. Doesn't make sense. Well, let me explain that to you. Do I really need to watch the episode first? You know you do, Lucy. You know how I get down. You know you need to watch it first. So what really made me love this is because we can get a Tariq versus Ghost showdown, which I'm so excited for. I want to see how far Tariq, is willing to go against his own family. How far is he willing to go to take down his own dad? He's running with the mob as it is. He's running around here selling pills to rich white kids, and he's speaking Italian. What else is he prepared to do? So this was the big key on tonight for me. I think Ghost's going to teach Tariq the game. I don't think so. Ghost said, I'd rather kill you than see you in this life. Ooh. I can't wait. You guys, I'm excited about that. I really cannot wait. I really cannot wait. So like I said, he sits down with Vinny and he asks Vinny for a favor. He says, Vinny, can you help me continue pushing this way? Vinny's like, oh, we'll see. We'll do one round. We'll see. And then he goes, well, I need a favor from you. I need a favor from you. So here we go. Like I said, this is the bullshit in tonight's episode as far as I'm concerned. Your boy coming around snitching. Your boy snitching like this. This is bullshit. Passing the storylines to Tariq like this is giving the show more seasons. I don't think so. I hope, honestly, that next season is the last season. I want a full-on 10-episode arc of Tariq versus Ghost, and I want you to end in season 6. We do not need a 7th season. I want next season to be the last season, and I want it to be balls to the wall. Now, Nefarious says, me too. Nefarious, I think you one of these people that I called a roll call for earlier in this video. I said I want to see all of those Power Season 6 haters. Power Season 5 haters. I want to see all y'all front and center. Because y'all been saying this show has sucked. That this season was somehow less than previous seasons. And I completely disagree. Tonight's episode, last week's episode, and the episode before that was proof positive. Proof positive that this season 6 is on par with any other season of Power. I only had episode 3 because it was bad. Episode 3 was terrible. Or was it episode 2? Power didn't get that good to the last 3 to 4 episodes. That's all. If you're a fan, you're a fan. This has been the best by far. You think it's the best season by far? I'm still partial to season 3. We'll talk about that in a moment. Let's get through this. So Drake comes and he snitches. He snitches to and takes witness protection, which I don't understand. Again, I really do not understand why Drake would snitch. If he's supposed to mirror Ghost, Ghost would kill himself before he snitches. So if Dre is supposed to mirror Ghost, why would he ever snitch? Well, best writing in this genre in a while, in my honest opinion. I agree. We'll talk about that in a sec. Let's get through this. Let's get down to the brass tacks. For those who do not know, I am the Black Guru. What I offer is sage wisdom. Follow the Black Guru if you don't already, and keep those hearts flying. Also, follow the Black Guru on Instagram, the Black Guru on Instagram. Follow the Black Guru on YouTube. This video will be posted to YouTube. We're a little bit out of pocket tonight, but we're going to make it do what it do. So yeah, so the Jimenez end up getting busted by the feds. Angela gets her big win. She's running around in her little red dress all through the department. But she stumbles upon some information that, you know, that Teresi basically is a snitch. And she takes this information to Ghost like a dumbass. But they were really setting her up. So this is an interesting scene here as far as Teresi. Teresi promised that he was ready to go ahead and snitch on. He was ready to go ahead and snitch on Tommy so they can run off with the money. But he decided to not snitch on Tommy and go ahead and turn on his friend. Why did she tell anyway? Because they don't want to get caught. And his friend's looking like, wait a second, bro. I thought you said you was going to go ahead and snitch on him. What are we doing? What are you doing? So, you know, Teresi being a gangster he had to stab his ass. He had to go ahead and stab him. Had to kill his own friend, which he was going to do that anyway. He showed the propensity to do that like back in episode 2 or 3. He showed that he cared more about Tommy than he cared about his homeboy earlier this season. He would contemplate snitching on his own son. I think he finally decided that he wasn't going to snitch on his own son. See, that's the thing. He decided that he wasn't going to turn him over. That's some Alpo Rich Porter type junk. Ooh, what do you mean? Ooh, Alpo Rich Porter. The whole town know, even if the crowd know, that nigga Peanut told on Alpo. But look how it come around, though. Those who know where that's from. If you don't know where that's from, email me, I'll tell you. Hit me on IG, I'll tell you where that's from. So Tommy, which is kind of weird that Tommy just popped up at the house at this very moment, but Tommy pops up out of nowhere. Hey, what's going on here? Whatever. You know, the magic of television. But here we got Angela dropping that paperwork off to Ghost. Here we got Vincent. Ghost rather telling Vincent that, hey, your boy Teresi is a snitch. Asked why did she say something if they was in the clear. I suspect, you got to think, if one of them goes down, they're all going down. You got to remember that the feds are looking at them as a cartel right now, right? So if Tommy goes down, everybody goes. If Ghost goes down, everybody goes. If Tasha goes down, everybody goes. So the idea of keeping them all out of jail, they're working as a collective unit at this point. They're all tangled within one another. They're all tied to one another like a real drug cartel. So it's in Angela's best interest to try to keep all of them out of jail at all times. So we got the wire scene here, which I really did enjoy. Proctor's wire scene. I figured he was going to do something like that. I figured he was going to write down on a piece of paper, let Ghost know that he's wearing a wire so that way Ghost doesn't incriminate himself, but he was hoping to get something on Angela. That's what he was really going for. So after this, you know, Ghost snatches him up, tries to kill him. But this conversation right here was very important. This conversation was very important. He, being Proctor, tells Ghost, hey, Ghost, you got to do something for yourself. You got to, every time it comes to Angela, your brain starts to get cloudy. He's been telling Ghost this for seasons now. He has been telling Ghost this for a while. He says every time it comes to her, you get confused about what to do. He said it's time for you to think about yourself when it comes to her. And when he said that, the irony is normally Ghost doesn't have a problem thinking about himself. Ghost has no problem doing what's best for him, doing what's right for him. No problem. So, but when it comes to Angela, that's when things get a little bit murky. That's what ended him in jail in the first place. That's why he's in all of this shit to begin with. I love this conversation right here. It was very, very telling. Proctor told him the truth. Now it's Ghost ready to deal with that truth that Proctor laid on his doorstep. Very great, very, very great conversation. Proctor told Ghost what he needed to hear. Let's see if Ghost does what he needs to do based on that information. Vincent tells Tommy, your dad's a damn snitch and you're going to have to kill him. Now, this is the big thing for tonight. This is what got me. This is when I fell out of my damn seat. When I seen this right here, New York State driver's license, Erick Stark. I said, OMG. OMG. This was a big deal, you guys. I'm letting y'all know this was a big, big deal. This wasn't no small potatoes. Tariq St Patrick is now Erick Stark. His alter ego is the son of Kanan. Kanan's revenge plot is complete. The seed that was planted by Jukebox has finally bloomed. The seed planted by Jukebox has finally bloomed. This was big time shit, I'm telling you. This is what has me stoked. Absolutely stoked for season 6. Man, this is not by happenstance. He wanted the tutelage from Ghost that Kanan provided. Yeah, this is big. This is big. I'm telling you guys, this is big. Erick Stark. Oh, man. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about this. This is big time stuff, man. Y'all, Power. This season of Power, I don't know. Blue Black Guru, this season, That's all I heard for the first 3 episodes. It's kind of getting boring, really. Shit. This right here is 3 seasons in the making. 4 seasons in the making. Oh, man. So this was tonight's bombshell for me. This was big time stuff for me tonight. Right, Brass. I don't even want to bring that. I don't even want to say that. Let's just keep it. Let's just keep those two separate right now. So Tariq comes in, or Erick. I might just start calling his ass Erick. He's Erick as far as I'm concerned. Erick comes in, picks up the ashes. Picks up the ashes of Kanan. This season has been packed with great writing and very few missteps. Exactly. How many episodes left in this season? 1. We're down to the season finale. Season finale. So here we go with this scene here where essentially Tommy tells Teresi, hey, I know you're a snitch. I know you snitched on me. Takes him up to meet Connie. And I love how fast Connie figured things out. She was like, something's wrong. He was like, well, Tommy knows, doesn't she? She played a great wife. I loved her character until she said that little racist shit last week. But up until then, I really loved her. And I wish we could see more of her. I thought they was adding episodes to this season. Nah, I think it's just 10. We got one left. So this is an interesting moment because Tommy takes him back home, but Teresi grabs a bag, but in that bag there was a gun. In the bag there was a gun. And Teresi had an opportunity to shoot Tommy. He had an opportunity to shoot himself out of that situation, but he ended up not doing that. And he went ahead and zipped the bag up, showing that he really cared about Tommy. So he really did care about Tommy ultimately. Ultimately, he did care about him. So I will say Teresi goes down in my book as an honorable individual. He goes out as a man of honor, even though he snitched and he killed his partner and everything. I still got respect for him because he decided not to turn Tommy in when he had an opportunity to. But Tommy being a gangster, Tommy doesn't give a damn. He pulls that gun out on him and puts some bullets in his ass. He puts bullets square off in his ass. Then he goes home and he cries to his mama, which is interesting. And this is what I was alluding to earlier. As he's going to talk to his mom, Keisha calls him. You freezing? Yeah, I told you I was going to be some technical difficulty on tonight. Just let me work. He goes home. He goes home and he talks to his mom. Tommy goes home and talks to his mom, and Keisha calls him. Keisha calls him. And when Keisha calls, he declines the call. Right? He declines the call. The interesting thing about that is he didn't want to share that moment with Keisha. He didn't want to share that moment with Keisha. Keisha wasn't the person he turned to in that situation. He turned back to his mom, right? So that is evidence, that's proof positive that Tommy cares about Keisha, but she ain't that to him, as he will put it. She ain't all that, as Tommy will put it. He cares about her, but he's really close to his mom. He really still cares a lot about Holly, And Keisha's there where he likes Keisha. He'll do anything for her, but, they ain't like that. That's the thing. So, he cried to his mom. Mom told him he did the right thing. He's in the room crying. It hurt him to do this. You see he's grabbing on his mom, kind of grabbing on the necklace. And here's tonight's pivotal scene. I'll say this is tonight's pivotal scene. They walk Angela's ass right in that office and they let her know, we're charging you with conspiracy. We're done playing with you. I think he was kind of suspect on Teresi as a character, but ended up being great. Yeah, Teresi was great. Teresi was definitely a highlight. I'll put him up there, right up there with Milan, a little bit under Milan, but he's in that same class as far as Milan. He answered Keisha. What you mean, Nikki? He's in the same class as Milan as far as great seasoned characters. I still like Milan the most, but he's on the Milan side of things. So I'll go Milan, Lobos, Teresi. That's how I will order. I will order that. No, he didn't. What you talking about, Nikki? Nikki, am I gonna have you call up again? Oh, I ain't got my phone lines. Dang. Nikki, I was gonna have you call up again, Nikki. We're going to have to get another phone call from Nikki. But I ain't got my phone lines. Like I said, I'm out of pocket. I'm out of pocket right now. So they call her in here and they tell her, hey, we're going to charge you with conspiracy. He answered the phone. No, he didn't answer the phone when Keisha called. No, he didn't. He told her she might have to do it again. And she gave a reaction he didn't like. Snitches don't get no respect or rank. F that. Ooh, Poison, you going hard tonight. But he didn't snitch, though. That's the thing. He didn't snitch. He didn't turn his son in. He didn't turn his son in. And when I say Keisha called, remember, Keisha called as he's walking up the stairs to his mom's house. Keisha called him and he declined Keisha's phone call. meaning that he didn't turn to her in that moment of solace. He didn't turn to her. He turned to his mom. He could have called Keisha and kind of let her know what was going on, but he didn't. He didn't let Keisha in on that part of his life. So when I say Keisha called and he didn't answer, this is the scene that I'm talking about specifically. And this is one of my favorite moments of tonight. When my girl Blanca was looking at Angela, was looking a hole through Angela, smirking. They was zooming at, when they was zooming that in, he sit there smirking, looking at Angela like, yeah, I finally got your ass now. And remember, 4 NYPD police are dead. 4 police NYPD are dead. So how do you think Blanca feels about that? 4 police are dead now. So that makes this even more personal for Blanca. Blanca's not going to take that sitting lightly. Her men are dead. So Blanca was looking at her like, yeah. I got your ass now, and I want you, and I want all y'all. And I loved it. I told you I love Blanca all this season. Go look. Nikki, you was right about the 5 months. I promise you're not right about this. Nikki, he did not answer that phone call. In this scene here, he did not answer that phone call. Nikki, you go back and look this time. You take my word for it. You go back and look. He declined the phone call. The pretty came out back to back between these two part 2 episodes. He pushed green. He slid the red over to the green, which declined the phone call. I don't understand why Blanca's still there if she just NYPD. This is an FBI investigation. That's true, troll. But they may have brought her in for, I don't know. I really can't explain it. That's a good point. Tommy saved Ghost by killing him. Teresi would have snitched on Ghost, right? She wasn't. What y'all talking about now? Y'all got me reading all this stuff. He pushed green, not decline. Nikki, go back and look at it. Nikki, you got to go back and research this one. This one on you. So all in all, just to summarize everything, I think tonight's episode was really, really good. I do not like the shit that happened with Dre. Honestly, I think Dre snitched too easy. But I'm willing to forgive that. I'm willing to forgive all the sins of tonight's episode. I'm willing to forgive all the sins of season 6 that you perceive to be sins because of this Erick Stark transformation for Tariq St Patrick. I'm willing to forgive so much because I want to see Erick Stark versus Ghost head on for street supremacy. So I'm willing to forgive that because this Dre snitching is a big deal for me, but I'm willing to forgive it because we got the blossoming of probably the biggest threat that St. Patrick's have ever seen. Oh, just saying it gives me goosebumps. I still say Dre snitched quickly because he's trying to move everyone, not to move everyone. Mark my words. You wrong. All right. So like I said, y'all go ahead and follow me on YouTube. I'm going to post this video on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram. The Black Guru on Instagram. Y'all make sure y'all visit shopguruhats.com. I was thinking about picking up some other shows for fall, but we're going to have to do probably a GoFundMe so I can get the money up to do all this background and stuff and get everything set up. But that's just a theory. I don't know. I bounced it around. But we'll see how I feel about it when the time comes.